Hello and welcome to my little channel. Today is November the 11th, 2020, and the elections are still not over. That's correct. The elections are still not over. So we're in the phase right after everybody votes. We're still counting ballots, and here comes the interesting part. Most of the time when it's a clear winner, the other side concedes. Unfortunately, right now, the margins are so thin in certain states that Trump has not conceded, but yet decided to go the Lawfare Victory route. Now, this is a very slim chance it'll work, but if it does work, it'll be a repeat of Bush and Gore with the hanging chads. But I just want to play something from Keemstar. I don't really personally like this dude, but he's kind of going in this rant. I can't tell if he's being serious or not. And I just want to break down a few things.
The election is not over and we are all doomed.
Okay, we're not doomed if the election's not over. I think he's, I don't know, he may be doing it just for the views. I'm not sure. But we're not doomed if Trump actually wins in the Lawfare Victory. It's just going to be more of the normal. At least in my opinion.
We are all doomed. You don't understand? And this is why.
So why? I don't think he is understanding the process of our elections. Although this is not part of the normal part of the election, but it's still written within the process of the elections. Each candidate has a chance to plead their case, whether or not to dismiss votes or not. It's kind of like going through a jury section. You got the prosecutor and you got the defendant lawyer trying to pick a jury section. They have, it's similar, not quite the same, but they tried to come up with a peer of 12-year peers. And this is kind of like that, where they get to argue whether or not the votes are legit or not. And it kind of goes up to the court, and the court decides, Trump, you're an idiot, you lost, get over it. Or it says, hold up, Joe Biden, we want to hear this, and we are going to rule in Trump's favor. Now, he's not probably going to win every case, but if he does win enough of his cases, it can go a little bit more. But I'll let Keemstar kind of go a little bit more on his rant.
Van Jones, which is from CNN, big lefty, right? Democratic strategist.
That's true.
You know, commentator, whatever. He made a video, okay, talking about what happens legally on how we decide elections. And what he said is, for years and years and years, the loser concedes the election and that's it. But if they don't concede, which Donald Trump is not conceding the election, then there are all these other steps. First, legal challenges, which you're seeing right now.
So this is where we're in the legal challenges. And depending on how the legal challenges goes, depends on whether or not another process gets triggered. I think this is what Keemstar is going to refer to.
Multiple lawsuits. It's going to go in front of the courts. The courts could throw votes out. They could say these votes are not legal. They could say the votes are legal. Donald Trump could lose.
Which is exactly the case it could go. I mean, this is a long shot for Trump. So this is where we're at in the stage. Now, we're not going to know the results, at least for another day and maybe another week or two. But I want to keep a reminder. Joe Biden is not president-elect until Trump concedes or until the votes are certified. So it's normally what happens is there's a clear path to victory for one person and the other person just concedes. But this time Trump is at this point is losing, but he's going through the lawfare route to try to get a victory. Now, I'm not saying he is right or wrong, but he has a legal right to go this route, and he's choosing to go this route. Now, he needs his day in court. We gave Gore his day of court, so it's only fair. We have to hear his case and make a determination from there.
During the courts or win during the courts, but Donald Trump still has to concede. And if he doesn't concede, then the Electoral College, which doesn't have to vote the same way the people do. So Trump could beef that up. And
so what he's talking about, Electoral College, is So we all vote as masses, and usually what happens is a group of delegations based on your electoral college votes. So let's say the smaller states have 3. I think California has 55, and I forget what Texas has. So they all go. So the states says, all right, the votes are going towards these people. Most of the time, they vote the way of the people, but there is some rare cases like faithless voters or faithless electorals, whatever you want to call them, will vote for another person. Now, this happened in the last election. I think there was like 3 or 4 of them voted for the other person. I think one person voted for a third party. They're not technically obligated by law, but in some states they kind of are. I think if you go switch your vote to what the people don't want, you never get picked and you may be fined. But other than that, there's no route. Now, this is a part of the Electoral College I don't agree with. I think whatever the Electoral College is for your state, there shouldn't be a person representing that other than the voters. I think they just need to get rid of that, but that's up for debate.
When at that stage, but that's not it. Let's say they vote Biden and the Electoral College, right? And Trump still doesn't concede the election.
Then he's out of a job.
Then it goes for a vote in front of the House of Representatives.
No, it doesn't.
And each state gets only one vote, and there are more red states that support Donald Trump than there are blue states, meaning he would win in the House of Representatives and at any stage where Donald Trump wins this thing. Now that Biden has already been announced the winner, we're all screwed. It's going to be a civil war.
I don't think it's going to be a civil war. So what he's actually talking about, I don't know if he's just trying to be dramatic or doesn't understand it, or he just doesn't understand it, or he's being facetious or trying to draw up drama just because he's a drama channel. But what he's kind of talking about is, let's say in some of these states, their votes cannot be certified, their votes get thrown out, which means nobody wins the race. And then it comes to the next process, which goes into the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court triggers the House of Delegates. And then from there, the House of Delegates votes for the next president. That is no guarantee that Trump will win, but it is a possibility. Now, this is completely normal, which is written within the process of how we elect a president. That's why I let you know. I know there's going to be people on Biden's side that's going to be mad if Trump pulls this off. And if Trump loses, there's going to be people mad on that side. However, with that being said, if it is a fair election and the courts deem that Biden is the next president, then I don't think there's going to be civil war. I don't even think there's going to be civil war if Trump gets elected through this way. This is completely normal. We've been through this. Like I said, the latest case was Bush versus Gore. But this is assuming that Trump ties up the courts to where the Electoral College cannot be certified. I don't think it's going to go that far, but it's definitely a possibility. I think what we're going to see is one of two scenarios. One, he takes his case to court. They tell him to go away. Biden's the 46th president, and we move forward. The other possible solution is Trump gets votes disqualified, which puts him into the lead. I don't think it's going to go to that far where the House of Delegation goes. So hopefully that makes some sense. Like I said, I don't have 100% grasp on it. I have like a baseline. So hopefully that makes some people more understanding. Like I said, it can get complicated. I'm just trying to simplify it. So what I need you to do is actually research on this, take a couple civic courses that you could find, and kind of be well versed. But more importantly, treat people with respect, especially if you disagree with them, and smash the like and subscribe button, leave a comment down below, and have yourself a wonderful day, morning, or evening.